Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Enjoying your weekend, I hope. Having a great time, chilling with people, friends, family, lovers, whatever, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever you're doing. I hope you're having a great, safe Saturday afternoon. And welcome to Hoopy, the dating pool. What's good? So today we're supposed to have a guest, and they canceled, but that's okay, because what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a few things. And I touched on it yesterday. And I wanted to go over a few things and ask questions. So feel free to hit me up in the chat and ask away, because I have questions because I don't necessarily know answers. So I was wondering, yesterday I touched on an issue. We were talking, well, I was talking about red flags. Now, we all know what red flags are in a relationship. We see them all the time. Like certain things, that's a no-no. Like, man, I know I shouldn't be doing that, but somehow, you know what? I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to try. And there are a list of things that we all do as humans, because we're flawed. You know, we do things unintentionally, sometimes in our subconscious, that aren't in our best interest, and we make moves often. So what I wanted to do is talk about some of those red flags that we tend to ignore in relationships, or not even relationships, the beginning stages, the initial aspect, the initial meeting. Like when we first meet a person and we see things that we know probably aren't good for us, but we go there anyways. Like why do we do that to ourselves? What's the purpose? Why? What are we trying to do? We love pain. we like abusing ourselves emotionally and mentally and spiritually. I don't think that's the case. A lot of times I think we ignore red flags because we have hope, and hope is crazy. You know, hope is so powerful. You know, we see things and we're like, you know what? Maybe. There's always that chance. You're saying there's a chance. That's what we live on. We live on hoping that things can evolve and change and morph into something else. And 9 times out of 10, that's probably not the case, because we see people, when we meet them, we know who they are. We expect changes. And that's not necessarily rational. But we do it anyway because, you know, we like to be optimistic. We like to think that we can make a difference. And more often than not, we can't. So I just wanted to go over some of those things that we just look beyond. Like, gentlemen, toxic traits. Toxic traits. That we see toxic traits in people that we're potentially interested in. Yet and still, we go forward. And why is that? My thought is, as men, we are, as I said a million times on this live, too many times, men, we are visual creatures. And that physical too often supersedes everything else. It's the dominant trait. We look for that physical. So, you know, we weigh things in a poor manner. For instance, if we see a woman, and I'm not saying this is necessarily a toxic trait, but this is something that's a red flag for some people. So if we see a woman and she's in the club, and you don't watch this lady twerk on like 3 different dudes, sensually grabbing them, they're grabbing her, she's grabbing them, and they look pretty sensual on the dance floor. They doing things, and she exchanged numbers. You see her, she looks good. She looks good to everybody up in that club. Every man is checking her out. Every man. And she realizes that every man is checking her out. And you go up to her, you checking her out too, because she looks good to you. You find her very appealing. So you go talk to her and you like, what's up? You know, like, I've been checking you out. Maybe she's checking you out a little bit too. And like, just want to see if we can build on this. And then you write down your number. Nowadays, we don't even have to write down numbers. We got technology, whatever. So you exchange numbers. All right, you good? She in there. You converse with her a few times on the phone. You liking her. She seems to be liking you. Go out on a date or whatever. Looks good so far. Next thing you know, while on that date, that phone starts blowing up. And this dude's checking her out, seeing what's good with her, because these are the dudes that she deal with regularly. You may feel some sort of way. You may not. But if you do feel some sort of way, you got to look at it like this. Yo, where did we meet her? What was she doing when we met her? Where are these expectations, these changes that we expect from this woman just because we're on a date with her? Why do we expect her to suddenly be different? Why do we expect her to curb all these dudes that she was dealing with before to suddenly deal with you? That makes sense? Doesn't make sense to me, because that's who she is. You taking her on that date is not going to change who she is. She's still very attractive. She's still very appealing. She still looks good. But she's still that woman who likes to deal with several different men. And that's how she is, and that's how she's going to get down until she decides, if she ever decides, that she wants to change. And there's a red flag that you look past. You ignored that red flag. You ignored that. You just said, okay, maybe. Hope. Keep hope alive. So, by keeping hope alive, you found yourself in a situation that is uncomfortable. And who wants to be in an uncomfortable situation? Nobody. So, it is what it is. Ladies, you're not off the hook either. Ladies, you see a dude in the club, on a bar, on a restaurant, wherever you are, in a skating rink, wherever you are, you see a guy, and the guy is attractive, and seems like he works out, and women tend to like him, and he tends to like women. He likes them. He appreciates the female form. And females seem to appreciate him. Is what it is. But you see him, and you have some interest in this guy. You like him. You're like, all right, I like that. He's a very handsome guy. And that's what you're thinking to yourself. Very handsome guy. You go over to him and you converse, and you have a little conversation, and he seems to be interested. He's checking you out. He's like, yeah, she's really nice, And you have a good conversation. You talk, you converse, whatever. That's cool. Good for you. You exchange numbers, you go out a few times. You go to a spot. Public spot. Women come up to him. Women that he's probably dealt with in the past. Women that he may still be dealing with in the past. Now you feel uncomfortable because, maybe you don't feel like he's respecting you. But when you met this man, you saw how it was. You saw how the women reacted towards him. You saw how he reacted towards those women. So now that you out with him, suddenly you think the expectations should change. It's not realistic. Those are red flags that you ignored. Now you can say, well, he should do this. Or he can say that she should do that. Okay, well, they should do that. But that's not who they are. And that's what happens. Another scenario. Another red flag. You see somebody, and gentlemen, you see a lady. She wild, yo. She crazy. She's a little crazy, and you like, okay, I don't know. She a wild girl, but you like it. You like it. You know what I mean? You like the fact that she a wild girl. You like the fact that she a little crazy. I'm attracted to that. I don't know why I'm attracted to that, but she crazy. And she do whatever. It's like whatever, whenever, however, it don't matter. She down for it, and that is a kind of a turn on to you. You know what I mean? So you like that. So you like, I'm gonna see what's up with shorty. And then you go talk to her, and next thing you know, she likes the fact that you like her crazy. That turns her on that you like her crazy, and y'all start vibing, and y'all together. Now you're together. She's not looking at anybody else. She's only interested in you. So you don't have to worry about that flag. So that wasn't a red flag that you felt that she'd be interested in other people, or other people might be interested in her. That wasn't a problem. But what is a problem is this chick is a little crazy. Now you in this relationship, and then that crazy start coming out. Now that crazy is being directed towards you. She has this urge to swing pots and pans in your direction. Like, what the hell? She didn't change her stripes. She is who she is. That has not changed. She is who she is. You just don't like that crazy being directed towards you. Now that's you not understanding the environment. That's you not understanding the realization that you got a wild lady. Excuse me. That's you. Can't blame her. Red flags were there from the beginning. You ignored those red flags. Pardon me. You ignored them. And now she's being who she is. Can you get mad at her? I guess. Should you be mad at yourself? Maybe a little disappointed. Those are some of the things. Ladies, you meet a guy. He doesn't seem to be out there. He seems to be like a one-woman guy. He's not crazy. He's not wilding out. He seems sensible. He's a good guy. You like him. But then there's that red flag that ladies tend to ignore. Every time that phone rings and it's his mother, he's out. No matter rain, sleet, snow, whatever. His mama call, he's out. He's a mama's boy. He love his mama. He like you, but he love his mama. And nothing wrong with loving your mama. But that mama is going to take priority. Now you think, okay, when we settle down, we become one, we get married, he puts a ring on it, that's going to change because I'm the wife and I am going to be the priority in this relationship. That's what's going to happen because we married now, right? Right? Probably not. Because now that you're married, you think he's not going to be a mama's boy anymore? You think mama is not going to have a huge hand in that relationship? You think mama's not going to dictate what goes on? He's a mama's boy. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I know I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's what's going to happen. This is what it is. That's what happens. He's going to put mama ahead of everything that you think is important. You made plans 2 weeks ahead of time. You think you're going to the latest Broadway show. You're going to hit up the city. You're going to go to the Broadway show. Because you made plans. You paid $350 a ticket for this show. That's $700 that you done dished out. Plus transportation and tolls and all of that. You in the city because you got this planned. Mama call, say, baby, I think I got a bellyache. I don't feel good. Now, some guys will say, hey, mom, you might maybe want to take some Pepto-Bismol. Check that out. See how that works for you. Have you tried Pepto? She's like, no, I don't like that Pepto. Don't want to drink nothing pink. I need you to be here to take care of your mama. Now, you done paid $700 for these tickets. But mama called. Guess what's going to happen? Either both of y'all going to leave. He going to leave. But mama's going to be taken care of. And the funny thing, at the end of the day, mama probably going to end up drinking that Pepto-Bismol anyway. It's what it is. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. It's a red flag that you saw. It's a red flag that you ignored. It's a red flag that you continued to go through. You know? It is what it is. Fellas. We see red flags all the time too. We date a girl. She seems to like us. We like her. She has a child. There's nothing wrong with having children. If you know me, I love the babies. Salute to all the little ones. And there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, early on in a relationship, why you notice that red flag. And what's that red flag? That red flag is a BD. Baby daddy. You know that you've seen that red flag. You know baby daddy's a problem. You know that baby mama allows baby daddy to be a problem. It may not be that she has any romantic feelings towards him. That may not be the case. You got a good girl. She's going to be loyal to you. She's not crazy. That's good. So you got a loyal person who's not crazy. However, there's this baby daddy that's an issue. This baby daddy's a problem. He's always around. He's always saying something slick to the kids about you. Now the kids got a problem with you because baby daddy got a problem with you. Those are his kids. Understand that. And their loyalty is going to lie with the father. And that's probably where it should be. But for you, in that relationship, you got to look at things and like, is this something that I really want to deal with? Now you see how it is. You see how type of influence this baby father has in this relationship, this family. Not even family. Well, he's part of the family, obviously, but he's not within the home, but he's still part of that family. And he has a lot of influence, good or bad. Then you have to look at that and say, really, if this baby daddy, the father of the kids, the children, is an issue, do I really want to be in this mix? I don't know. You make that decision. But that red flag is there. You see it. You see the red flag. You know, you understand, but you make that choice. So these are some of the things that, as hopeful human beings, we see things that may not be in our best interest. Yet and still, we're willing to go forward anyway because we have this hope. And I'm just saying, well, what I'm not saying that you shouldn't. What I am saying is that at some point you have to think about the best interests of you and weigh it honestly. Weigh it honestly. And you know who you are. Nobody knows you better than you know you. So if you know what you can tolerate and what you cannot tolerate, then I think you should be honest with yourself going into these relationships initially. Because again, this who Pete and dating pool thing, we talk about things and we have fun with it and all that. But at the end of the day, it's like we want you to have a positive experience with the whole dating process. And I think, especially initially at that beginning stage of the relationship, you want it to go as smoothly as possible, I would hope. And this idea of allowing these initial obstacles to potentially just damage any chance of going forward with someone should be probably taken seriously. Just consider it. Consider your choices when you're going into these relationships. These red flags are important, you know, and I say this respectfully. You are trying to get into a relationship because you want to be with someone who's going to be a productive part of your life, and you're going to be a productive part of their life. And if you have these obstacles, that's going to that's going to prevent you from benefiting from these qualities in this individual, then you probably should take a step back. There's nothing wrong with taking a step back and reassessing everything and say, you know what? Do I really want to do this? Do I really want to get into this relationship or start this relationship knowing that I have these obstacles? Because there are a ton of people out there that you can start these relationships with and not have to deal with some of these issues that occur. You know? You got to think about yourself. You're not being selfish. You're just thinking about your own best interest. That's what it is. You're just thinking about your own best interest. It's not nothing about being selfish or anything of that nature. You're just saying that I know what I need to have a healthy relationship. You know? And a lot of the things that you need someone who's going to care for you. You need someone who's going to be honest with you. You need someone who's not going to be violent towards you. You need somebody who's going to listen to you and be caring and all those things. And if you meet someone and those red flags are evident, then there's a good chance that you're not going to be able to do or at least experience those positive feelings and emotions with this individual because they're not in a place that's going to allow you to do that. No disrespect to the people, no disrespect to the crazy chicks or the crazy men, and no disrespect to the baby moms and the baby dads, no disrespect to the women who twerk in the club, no disrespect to the dudes that bag all types of women, no disrespect to them. I'm just being honest. That's it. I'm just being honest. I'm just saying what it is. I'm just saying that their reality is their reality. Just because it's their reality, that doesn't mean that it has to be part of your reality. That's it. I mean, the red flag situation is, it's something that you should take into consideration strongly. Strongly consider what I'm saying to you. No, there are other red flags out there as well. There's several red flags out there, but those are some of the red flags that are evident. Ladies, stop checking out these dudes' gray sweatpants. I know what y'all doing. Nasty. Don't get drawn in by a pair of $7 sweats. Got you doing something that you have no business doing because you see some dude in his gray sweats. I know about that. Y'all ladies be wildin'. Just saying. Make good decisions. You know, make good decisions and love yourself. You know, love yourself and treat yourself well. And don't allow these negative elements to infiltrate you finding true love or what, or a true relationship or a true friendship. Kick them to the curb. All these negative things, just push them to the side. Find something that's going to be good for you. That's all I'm saying. So, red flags, no good. The green lights all over the place. The green lights, that's what we're looking for. Green lights. Green. That's what we need. Green. A go. This one is a positive. This is a go. Everything else, kick to the side. You don't need it. So, anyway, have a great weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. I don't know what you're doing today, but try to make the most of it and have a good time. Appreciate your Saturdays. Appreciate your loved ones during this holiday season. Love them, you know, because we're not, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So, and that's for all of us, me, everybody. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. So, make the most of today. And appreciate the time that you're here. You know, sometimes I always say you got to be in the moment. And I say that, and I'm not always in the moment myself. And I can tell you a little time that I forced myself to be in the moment. It was September. Yeah, September. It was the New York State of Mind tour. And it was Wu-Tang and Nas and Busta Rhymes. And a lot of times I go to shows and I have just like everybody else. I have my phone out and I'm videotaping some of the performances. But I told myself I'm not doing that because these are legends on stage and I wanted to be in the moment. I wanted to experience this, not through a video lens. I wanted to be present and I wanted to be in the moment. And then I ended up finding a video on YouTube anyway, which would have been better than what I would have filmed anyway. So I saved myself some time. I enjoyed the moment. But I think more of us just need to enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment and appreciate the right now. Because, right now is only once. It's just only going to occur once. So I try to appreciate it as much as possible. And everybody who, appreciates the Hoopy and the dating pool thing, I appreciate you. And that's pretty much it, Find somebody that is going to treat you well. And looks are just a fragment. Don't get so caught up in the physical. That'll be a downfall. Because try to find somebody who's beautiful inside, and then the outside, that'll reflect too. Because you'll notice the whole being and everybody. So that's it. It's off my soapbox. Have a great day. 1.